All right, so let's, like I said, we're going to start setting up so we can view products. If I look at the database, we haven't actually set anything up for that. We did kind of plan that out before, so let me find the picture we took for that. Not that, not that. Oh, I started this a while ago. Got a ton of pictures.
You should have those pictures on iShop on the Slack.
Oh, Slack eats them though. That's the problem. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Very
Much faster.
angle.
So, what are you doing? Stop it. So for products, we had a product ID, price, title, description, possibly an image URL, and quantity, like how many do we have in stock. All right. That sounds legit. All right, so what we'll do is we'll set up our model for this. So we'll go to our
Are you gonna start recording or something?
I did.
Oh, you have nothing on the screen.
Oh, I'm recording. I'm just not presenting to you guys. You guys don't need to see it.
You just thinking, you know, some planning on your own.
All by myself.
So we'll be working on what exactly right now? Setting up like a.
Yeah, we're gonna set up the model, which will build the table for us. So in our code, we should find our DB folder, and in our DB folder, there's a models folder. And in our models folder, we'll create a new file. And we'll say products. .js. All right, and then we need sequelize. Equals require sequelize. And then we'll bring in our little helper thing we made. So we'll say curly brackets equals require this directory interfaces. And we'll say find by public ID. And then module exports. We need DB passed into it. We're probably going to be wanting ultimately we'll probably want,
Those just regular parentheses, right?
yeah. Ultimately, we'll probably want to know like what user added the product. So we'll take in users. We need any other associations. That's probably it for now.
You're gonna be French for this?
Oh no, I forgot. Good call. So yeah, before we go any further, we'll do git branch. Oh shit, I never updated my local version. God damn it. All right, so updated, got the latest version of master locally, and then I'm going to create a new branch. And we'll call it view products. There we go. Oh, like this stayed here. Good for it. All right, so
You didn't save it, never.
yeah, that's probably why it's still here. So what did I say we're gonna need? Oh, you bastard.
So right now we're creating some more database like fields.
Yeah, we're creating it. This creates a table. So ID, price, title, description, image.
Create new branch and make it.
Okay. It's a new file in your DB folder.
In modules.
So we'll do a description. We'll say allow null true. And type SQL. Sequelize dot string. And then we need an ID. And that's one allow null will be false. And we'll say auto increment. Oh, we got an extra M in there for some reason. Auto increment true. Primary. Key of true. And then we want it to be an integer. So we'll say type is equal to sequelize dot integer. And then we want image URL. And let's just say image. I'm going to say URL. Image. Allow null to be true. And then type will be sequelize dot string. All right, price, quantity, and title. So price.
Is there anything that SQLite can't really do in terms of setting up like for tables database? So,
Not that I've run across. Allow null is going to be false. So make sure that people, ensure that people give a price. And then for type, on this one, we want to view to 2 decimal places. I forget what the type is for that.
It's terrible. Materialize, huh?
Decimal list, log, this heavy.
Yeah, I know it does. Yeah, so we'll use float.
That's what I was looking for.
So float, and then we want it to be what I think won't be any longer than 7 numbers. That'll give you up to 9,999,999.
That's an expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that should give us plenty. So 7 and then comma 2 decimal places.
You want to sell sheets?
So, New York.
Oh,
Tip
that's
Top
it.
Park.
Let's really sell sheets.
You're
gonna sell
Are you
one.
saying ships? Like,
Shit, yeah.
like yachts?
Yeah. Oh, you say ships. Not like shit like that.
Like, shit.
Like both.
I'm saying a lot of different.
And then we want quantity. Should probably spell it out, I guess, huh?
QTY. Quantity.
Quantity.
Yeah.
I liked it better QTY, honestly. But we'll do this. Allow null to be true. If it's null, then we don't have any. And then type will be C plus integer. And then finally, we need a title or name or
Title's good.
title.
Title.
Well, I know, but we could Expedia code. We could put it anywhere.
I was kidding.
And I mean, obviously, I was doing this in alphabetical order.
I
It wasn't
know that's why I said it, because you always do that.
It wasn't coincidental.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if title fits for a product. I think name is probably better.
Yeah, it is.
Huh?
Name is.
Name works.
Name. LMNOP. So name. We'll say for the name, we're going to allow null be false. type equalize string. Let's at least get a start. Oh, you know what? We should give our yeah. We should give them a public ID.
Yeah.
PID. Yeah, we want the products to all have PIDs, definitely. So PID and
Public or product?
public. Allow null false. Type is equalize dot UUID. And then the default value is equalize dot UUID v4. All right, and then wow, I skipped a whole thing here. So up at the top here, we need to const products equals db dot define oh, this needs to be a fat arrow. There we go. Okay, it's all coming together now. db.define, and then we need to give it a name of whatever name we want the table to be. Products. And then it is going to take our object as the second argument. So we need to put in curly brackets and then paste all of this hoopla inside of there. There we go.
Oh, so you wrapped everything in that concept.
Yeah, so we're calling define. Define takes two arguments. The second argument is an object that contains all that stuff we just defined.
Did you use users anywhere?
We're going to. We haven't used it yet. All right, and then down. Down right here, we're going to add a third argument to define. So I'm going to pass it another object. And on this object, I'm going to say paranoid is true. And once again, that makes it so everything gets soft deleted. So if someone deletes a product, it adds a deleted timestamp, and all the other queries will not pull it. But if we didn't use this and we deleted something, it would actually delete it from the database, which for some things we might want. Products is not one of those things. We want to keep a record of those. And then down at the bottom, we'll say products dot belongs to users I'll pass out an config object as a second argument. We'll say as added by. So in our actual database, there'll be a column for added by ID, and then it'll be an ID to some user. And then we want to say products dot find by PID is equal to find by PID. And then return products. Oop, capital P, capital P.
What do you mean? So what's the opening one? This one. You hear everything's good. What?
I think it's
Oh, wait, it's a mic there. You have notepad error function up there. Put
It's still the define.
up there. Up.
What's up?
Is it all still in the db.define or is that outside of it?
No, this closes out define. We're passing define 3 arguments. A string and then an object and then an object.
Yeah, it should be that complicated.
By
I don't want to do wrong
And
there.
you should put that in the next bracket.
Good now? No? Okay, so you have one in the end.
Okay, where do you have one in here? So after this, I add those lines? No, or after this?
Yeah, oh, one, but you have to, you have extra, no, you don't have.
This one,
So take one thing from here.
yeah, this one,
No.
that one?
No.
That, okay, no.
Not that one. Yeah, this one, curly one.
That one, take that one.
So take that one. And then after the comma, semicolon, take the stuff.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Good?
Yeah, almost.
Yep.
No, almost.
Scott, do you mind if I see the users.js really quick? The pyramid part?
Should be the same.
Yeah, I think I did it wrong the first time. Oh no, that's not an object.
Huh?
The users one's not an object then, right?
Yes, it is.
What's inside of that one? Okay,
There's just more properties than just
Okay.
kernel and true.
alright,
But that's an object.
that's what threw me off.
Yeah. You guys good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, everyone good? We got the products model completed. So the beauty of Sequelize is now that we've defined this, once we add it into our actual application, it will build this table for us if it doesn't already exist. So we'll go into our models index. And in the models index, we'll say const has to be below users. So const products equals require this directory products. Then DB and then users. And then we'll add it into our object down here. And we'll say products.
But why does that have to be after users?
Because we need to pass users into it.
You have products up there before users?
It only matters here, the order, where we're actually calling it. In the object, the order doesn't matter. There's only one order that does matter, and that's alphabetical order. All right, so once we save this, if all went well, check to make sure your server didn't blow up if it's running. Okay, so mine didn't blow up. Like, see it restarted though, server running on port 9000. Now, if you go to phpMyAdmin and we refresh it, we should have a products table. And here's the products table we just built. And then you'll notice Sequelize automatically adds like a created at, updated at, deleted at column to it, which is nice. And then we have our added by ID for when we decide to use that.
Could you look into your products.js? Okay. Gotcha.
We're good?
Yeah.
Anybody else have any trouble?
Yeah, mine isn't showing up the products. I'm restarting the server, mine's gonna shut down for a sec.
And you have to refresh the phpMyAdmin page. It doesn't live update.
Yeah, it's still not.
Is the server throwing any errors or anything? Or? The server throwing any errors?
Prior I had crashed right there, so I restarted it, but it doesn't seem to anymore.
No server's crashing. Nodule is not defined. Nodule. No game.
Got the S, not an N. Can't get anything right.
Anything done.
M's and S's.
Okay, so it didn't crash this time.
Wait, how did you know the second time if it crashed or not? Because it said compiled successful.
That's the front end.
Okay.
But this is, I'm listening on port 9000. It's tree. That's your front. That's your backend server. That's what we give up.
So the fact that it didn't pop up is what.
Well, I just saw there was, so here's your front end stuff, and then I saw this error right here.
Yeah, right.
And then there was nothing after this error that indicated the front end server had restarted.
Okay.
Or the back end server had restarted.
Okay.
Alright, then go over here, click this little refresh guy, and there you go. Woo! Beautiful it is. Alright, everyone's good? Alright, well, it's lunchtime.
I'm good.
Yay. So when we pick this up again, we have our table set up, so we can throw some dummy data in here, and then we'll build out, pull in the data and actually listing it, and then we'll get into, like I said, adding to a shopping cart and all that fun stuff.
Do you want to commit this for now?
I would highly recommend it.
So not merge it?
No, not merge it, even though none of you will listen. We're going to continue on this branch for a little bit, so we'll say git add git commit created product model.
Is model and schema synonymous?
Not directly. I mean, they're kind of the same thing, but model, I would think of a model as more of something that is like code based, and schema is more of a description of how a database is laid out.
Okay.
Although the model represents the schema, like they're kind of the same, but I would think of them in two different terms. And that's just me. I don't know if that's actually true or not. Just as an asterisk on that. And then push origin.
Is that model like the same as in an MVC? Same model?
Yeah. Same concept.
I'm good about to ask questions, Jake.
Bro, I'm on lecture 2. I'm part of it.
Part of what?
Are you doing your own version right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's doing Jake Shop. J Shop. Instead of iShop, he's doing J Shop. That's one letter better, man.
One step ahead.
All mapping plans.
One character ahead, but all the things behind.
All right. That's it for the video. We'll continue on in part 15 eventually.